Excuse me, sir. Do you know what time it is? I'd like to know what the time is. Oh, I do hope I know what the time is.
Number you have dialed.
And now, somewhere in Cape Town, South Africa, is #Beer Time.
Hello and welcome to episode 7. Ho, 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 Merry Christmas. It's that time of the year again when we give away something special. I suppose it's the first time when we give away something special. We're giving you 10% off the December mix case from Liga Beers. Yes, you need to go in there, order your mix case before the end of the year, and you can get 10% off. You need to enter the promo code 872-564-502, and that gets you 10% off. What does it get you? It gets you the mix case from Greg and Carl of Beer Country. They've got a collaboration or a set of beers or a set of collaborated beers, if I could say that. And they've had a great month. We recorded the show beginning of December, end of November, round about then. And we spoke about their TV program. We spoke about Festival of Beer. We spoke about a whole bunch of things. And it really was a fun show. So I'll let you guys get straight into it. I hope you enjoy it. Have a great festive season and stay safe. Ciao.
Oh, yes. You know it. Ladies and gentlemen. Can you feel it? God, I hope you can feel it, because I can feel it. Welcome to #Beer Time on a Tuesday, 2 Ocean 5 Radio. I'm feeling good. Are you feeling good? I'm feeling very good. It's been a show that we've had on the calendar for a month? 3 months? No, it's been a while. We've had the show on the calendar for a while now. If you have no idea what I'm talking about Greg and Carl from Beer Country. Guys, I don't need to introduce you. Welcome. Welcome back.
Hello, my boy. Thanks for having us. Again.
How are you guys sounding there? Hey, it's good.
I think I can hear myself. I can hear you.
I sound like Barry White. It's great.
Let me just adjust. Okay, thank you there very much. Just turn that down. Guys, we were saying off air that I've reached a point of excitement, or saturation, where I can't get any more excited for this week. It seems like, you know the feeling when it's Christmas morning, you've got all these presents, you've got food, you've got friends, family. It's just, you reach a point where you go a full 360. And that's kind of how I'm feeling about this week.
It's exciting times, bro. It is exciting times.
I'm sure you guys, we've got a whole show to talk about stuff. But I mean, we've got Cape Town Festival of Beer. We've got,
don't forget Beer Country this weekend.
I'm trying to think how to word it and where to lay that. And it's just, you guys got so much going on. I've got so much going on. Cape Town's got so much going on. South Africa's got so much going on. It's just,
it feels wrong to sit here without a beer. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a great time to be alive. Let's get stuck into it.
Let's get going, like straight out the bat.
Tell us. We've introduced a little bit on the blog, but for people listening who have no idea what's going on, there's a monthly mix case on Liga Beers. Every month it changes. You guys have the honor of doing the December mix case.
Exactly.
Take it from there. What are we doing?
You know, we've been.
Do you guys know beer? Do you guys know how to pick beer?
This is the first time I've ever had one.
We know how to drink. We know how to drink beer. I'll promise you that. We've worked with the guys at Liga Beers for a very long time since Beer Country started. They were actually the guys that helped us get out the gate. So Mr. Rob Haynes and all the guys at Yappie Chef, thank you very much. And then we got to meet and connect with a whole bunch of really, really cool breweries along the way. There we go. And a couple of them, what we've done for the Liga Beers mix case in December is we are curating the case. So they were kind enough to give us 5 out of the 6 slots in the case. We've got 3 new collabs, 1 awesome Moor coffee on a newer recipe. We've kept tweaking it.
We've had that on the show, and I'm looking forward to the new one. Yeah,
absolutely, we have, and it's just gotten better and better and better. Thank you, Fraser. And the other guys that we've connected with and collabed with are Darling, Wild Clover, and then we got stuck into a 3-way.
Okay, I'm not not sure I'll take that, but explain.
With Saggy Stone and Afro Caribbean. That's the beer we're going to be starting with. It's called the Fireside Pale Ale. It's a beach smoked pale ale. And there is a bit of a story behind the beer, and I will get to that now. But first thing first, I think we should do this.
Sure.
There we go.
Sure.
There we go.
Speaking of sounding good,
yes.
You guys sure I can sound? You can. I feel like I'm struggling to hear myself.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Wait. There we go. That's
there we go. Yeah, your mic's the wrong one. Have you done this before, Troy?
Hello?
Okay.
Little unsure what's going on here.
So the story behind this beer, and you guys all listening will see it when you watch Beer Country, is the last couple of episodes we collected ingredients along the way. Got some whole leaf hops from Fraser down in Struisbaai. We got some mountain water from the spring at Saggy Stone. Some smoked malt from a mate of ours, Sean, at the Aphrodisiac Shack.
I remember that.
Yeah, along the way. And then we ended up brewing a beer with Greg and the guys from Greg and Sean and Mitch from Afro Caribbean at Ronnie's Sex Shop in a dust storm in the parking lot. And we couldn't get the boil going, so we ended up brewing the beer on a fire. So digging a fire pit and putting the kettle on there. And this beer is inspired by that.
That's craft.
It is Renegade Brewing. The beer that we brewed on that day was great, wasn't off, but was undrinkable. So it basically tasted like a burnt piece of wet Rooikras.
It wasn't undrinkable. It just wasn't the best
it was
drinking
brutal.
experience.
Yeah, it was like a triple Imperial Rach IPA stout.
Inverted your lips the other way.
Basically. So
let's pour this. I want to try this.
Okay, I mean, there you go. You can tell the guys about the color there, Mr. May.
Sure. I can tell you right now, that is a beautiful amber color. Very clear.
Inspired by a Karoo sunset. It's very like this is.
There's a lot of inspiration going on in this beer.
You know what? It's what we love doing is concept beers with a bit of a story behind them. You're going to get a lot of that today.
I'm going to stop you right now. The first thing I notice about this beer, it's in a freaking beautiful can.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
It's a canned beer. I think that deserves a round of cheers. Yes.
Slow clap and a cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks, man.
I'm stoked you guys got a can. I know that's Saggy Stone are one of
very few.
handful. I can count them on my hands. Breweries that actually have a can facility. So
and it's a 500 ml can.
Yeah, 500 ml can. You know,
go big or go home, boy.
As one Mr. Rob Haynes would call it, it's a mini keg. And, you know, we love Adrian and Jackie. They are 2 of our favorite people over at Saggy Stone. They've been fantastic to work with over the last 3 years because it has been almost 3 years since we filmed there with them. It's been a hell of a ride, and it's been worth every single step. Okay,
so onto this beer.
Yes.
Carl, do you want to explain what you can pick up in this beer or what we should be expecting?
I'm not really sure. I wasn't involved. No, I'm just kidding. So the idea was to be a malt-forward pale ale. With this beer was I wouldn't say a problem child, but we soon realized that like hops and smoke are not the best of friends. And we kept banging on with IPAs, and we did this. I think we brewed 3 batches of this, and every time we were like, wow, there's so much bitterness and so much smoke, and it wasn't really working. And then eventually we dialed it back and made a pale ale with malt-forward, and it just all seemed to line up better. And for me, it's malt forward, sweet. It's got a little bit of hops in there, but the sort of the main flavor we wanted to highlight was the smoke, and it's not overpoweringly so because not a lot of people like smoke, and it also can be quite aggressive when you're drinking a whole beer. But it's like a subtle kiss of smoke.
Ooh, a kiss of smoke.
Just a little kissy kiss.
Yeah, I like that. Have you put that as a tagline on the beer?
It's on the beer.
It's on the can.
Is it?
It's on the can.
A kiss of smoke.
A kiss of smoke. Absolutely.
God, get away! Oh,
so it's drinkable, not overpowering. You can have a cup around the fire. Yeah, I think it's delicious.
Yeah, it pairs fantastically with the fire. And the whole idea also was that it's not a smoked beer. Like, it's not a Rach beer. But it kind of tastes like you were braaiing while you were brewing. which is a beautiful thing.
Guys, I've sniffed this enough now. I think I'm going to
Drink it. Drink it. While you getting involved with that beer, we did bring another present for you.
Ooh, should I play some tunes?
Well, before you do that,
Before I
I'm
do
gonna
that-
get you a little surprise here. You know what this is.
Oh,
We have, South Africa's first beer pairing. So,
you saucy devil, you.
We spoke about it last time.
Yeah.
so we are literally on air doing South Africa's first triple beer pairing. So we're pairing music, beer, and snacks. Fantastic. And South Africa's first king beer pairing is beer and biltong.
Just for the record, we're not sure on that fact.
No,
It's 100,000,000%
I've
sure.
seen a few people saying we're the first in South
We're
Africa.
always the first on hashtag beer.
Yeah, unless it's on the hashtag beer time. Oh my word.
This biltong here is from the Verf Butchery in Boschendal. It is Black Angus from their Black Angus herd next door.
You
on
guys
the farm
introduced
next
it
door.
to me about 2 weeks ago.
Absolutely. And it is, hands down, and we will say this on air, the best biltong in South Africa,
My word.
which, by default, makes it the best biltong in the world.
Fact.
Fact.
Wow.
It's,
Okay.
with all the animals, you get the yellow fat, which is basically beef butter.
When are they dropping off the weekly kilogram of biltong for you guys?
Every week from now.
This was not a paid for advertisement, I promise.
Look at us doing these things for free,
Yeah,
huh?
right,
We could have a whole nother beer show about that.
Story of. Okay, cool.
I'm gonna have a little. Oh my goodness.
Well, we're doing the biltong. We've got the beer. Let's do the tune. It's Saggy Stone is having a big big music festival in February. I think it's the 14th of February on the farm there. And a shout out to their headline act. It is Jeremy Loops.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Should we play the whole song, or should we just play a little background? Or
Just do what you got to do, bud.
I'll do what they used to do. This one program, they used to play the first minute, 30 seconds, and then they used to come in. We'll do that one.
So we go.
Just a taste.
Just a taste.
It is a beer tasting show.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna have some biltong, and then we'll come back and thank you, Jeremy Loops, and thank you, Greg and Carl, for bringing in that delicious biltong. So, how would we do a food, beer, music pairing?
Like this. How else did you want to do it?
I thought we just answered that.
So, from what I know, when you do a food and beer pairing, you either meant to have food that
okay.
complements or contradicts the food. So right now we've got a bit of a salty, meaty umami flavor coming from the biltong, and that's, I suppose, it kind of complements with the smokiness, but it would contradict the sugary sweetness of the malt and even the hops. So let me give you an answer now.
Well, I mean, we love food, we love beer, and the two together is definitely like 1 + 1 makes 3, especially when you get it right on a pairing. And one of the reasons beer is so fantastic with food, specifically like biltong and fire food, is because you're playing with flavors that are caramelized and roasted and smoky. And then, you've got the alcohol to kind of scrub the inside of your cheeks and dilute the rich fat of the biltong. The carbonation really kind of cleans the palate. It's magic. Pure magic.
I am getting accentuated bitterness and hop flavor from eating that biltong. So this is look.
Good skills.
It'll be hard not to pair biltong with anything or any beer.
Yeah,
but this
absolutely.
is a good one, gents. A delicious beer.
Thank you. Well, yeah, it's a good one out the gate. Huh?
Am I one of the first to drink it?
You're in the top 5.
I'm sure Greg from Banana Jam has had.
Greg and Sean and everything
Sean.
like that. It's with Greg being the hophead that he is. It took a little bit of wrapping around to get the smoke in there and everything like that. And the first beer that we did with him, we gave him the brief and he nailed it.
Nice.
Smoky IPA or whatever. But that was it. That's testament to him as a brewer that he got the brief exactly right. The fact that the beer didn't really work, I think, was more on us than anything.
Okay.
But this recipe we developed at Afro Caribbean. We brewed with Greg and Sean, and then went and bulked it up and took it and brewed on the new system, a new brew house at Saggy. Did everything there, and then got it in the cans.
Amazing.
see some things happening at Saggy Stone. Do you want to tell us about that? I know that they've had a rebranding. They've had some cans coming into the line. This was last year where I saw that new blue can come. I'm seeing a few other cans coming now.
They've gone bigger. They've built themselves a beautiful new brewery, which is massive compared to the old one. They've got a big Spadoni, I think the big one in there, whatever that literage is on that one.
Yeah.
They've rebranded. They've got a really good design agency doing all their cans. Everything looks super slick. And they're going big, eh? They, like Adrian, I think, is busier than he knows what to do with himself. Like he can't make enough beer.
Is Adrian the brewer, the owner?
Adrian is the brewer at Saggy Stone. He's one of the owners as well, yeah. He's actually a farmer. Adrian's a man of many talents. He was a baker, he's a farmer, he does like 1,000 things, and brewing's just one of them. But yeah.
I suppose it's maybe like us.
And he's a Land Rover guy.
Yeah,
What a nice guy. Those oaks.
He's a legend.
Anyone who's got a Land Rover.
Anyone who's got a Land Rover.
Cool, boys. So let's shift gears and actually, do you mind if I have some more? Just
go. I mean, we're going to have to crack another one. I don't know if there's anyone left in there.
I'll have a little bit.
We've only got like 20 beers to get through, so it's fine.
Yeah. Are we going for a record on beer?
No. Before the show, Greg phoned me and said, "Listen, what's the record? What's the most beers we've had on the show?" And I could see where he was getting, and I was just like, "No, it's not going to happen. We need to actually just."
Didn't you have a Belgian on last week? I heard you were a bit wobbly after that.
We had ocean aged drifter beer, which we can talk about now. I know that the beers went on sale yesterday. It was if you were on the mailing list, you got to get first picks.
Got it.
Yeah,
Did you get it?
Greg got one. I didn't get one.
Yeah, I was very lucky enough to get 2 bottles for the entry price. Just for those of you who are unsure of how it works or what we're talking about, last week's guest, Nick from Drifter Brewing, made a Belgian triple in a 750ml champagne bottle and then aged that beer at the bottom of the sea. When I say the bottom of the sea, he aged it in, I think it was Smitswinkel near a shipwreck or something like that.
And
in crates, he let it sit there for a year, and I think what that did, it reduced the ethanol harsh properties because it was a 10.5% beer. It also mellowed the beer out, let the flavors kind of like settle. There's a gentle rocking of the motion of the ocean that went into that beer. But it's just a great story behind that beer.
Absolutely.
And he went and sold it on, I think it was one of the ticket sites, and the first 50 beers or something went for 80 rand,
which is reasonable, eh?
That's cheap as chips.
Yeah.
And then the next level was 120 rand or something like that. Then it's gone up to 180, and it's going to go up to 240 or something like that. I think he said the last bottle is going to go for something like 20,000.
I'm only interested in the last one. You
Hey,
guys have your 80 rand one.
Yeah. But yeah, so I was very lucky enough to have it with him on the show last week.
Are they numbered? So you know which one you got?
I don't think so. Maybe on the outer packaging it's numbered.
Okay.
But yes, we had one on the show yesterday and last week, and as I said to a group of friends, I was walking around like a starfish when I got home. Because there are actually starfish that are attached to the bottle.
Sorry, yeah, dude, I'm about to crack this.
You're about to crack one.
I'm still
With
thirsty.
all this talk of beer and we're not getting anywhere.
You know what? Before we steer away from the ocean motion, the ocean triple, what I love about what Nick and Anna and the guys at Drifter do is, and what I love about that beer is the concept behind the beer.
Absolutely.
There's a story behind the beer. You know, and I think that's what people buy into. That's what people buy into is stories.
But the beer's got to back it up.
And the beer's got to back it up, 100%.
Well, guys, listeners of the show would be nodding their heads now and saying, yes, that's exactly what Troy said on the show last week.
There you go.
We're thinking alike here. But I said to Nick, Drifter is one of my favorite breweries in South Africa for that exact reason. There are a lot of facets and factors that go into making what a craft beer is, and I think they are nailing that because they've got a story and an interest, a hobby tied behind that beer. So he's already getting the ocean surfers, the people who love the ocean tied into his beer, and then you're just getting everyone else who's jumping on. So
that's the thing.
No, the guys are good.
kudos to him.
Kudos to Nick. Yay.
Let's drink a beer.
Yeah, we clapping.
And speaking of fantastic breweries in South Africa, we're on to one of the big five, the Cape Brewing Company. So you guys might know the CBC.
Oh, these
Sure
guys
you
are
do.
new.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, I think they're new.
Yeah, well, you know what? They aren't, but this beer definitely is.
It is.
It's brand spanking new. It's part of their Brewmaster series.
I haven't had it.
It is a Mandarina Vice. You guys might know that they do the Mandarina IPA, which, funnily enough, is my death row beer. If I had to drink one beer for the rest of my life, that would probably be it. So this is now a Mandarina Vice. We went and we chatted with Wolfgang about possibly doing a collab for the show, because we did feature Mandarina on the show. And it just happened before we could even get the words out. He popped out, well, we're doing a Mandarina Vice. How about that?
Very
So, yeah, perfect. I think Deerwald is also involved with this one. That is right, sir.
Yeah, Deerwald, I think he's bringing all the Brewmasters Reserve stuff at Tuk Tuk, if I'm correct. And we actually got this beer, funny enough, at Devil's Peak, but I have no idea where I got it from. I just woke up and it was at my house.
That's the sign of it. That is the sign of a good evening.
Devil's
Good beer
Peak,
vibes
Good
with
beer
Devil's
vibes
Peak.
on Friday, yeah. I spoke to Deerwald for a long time, so I must have got it from him.
Must have
but,
got it from him.
but I just got home and it was there.
Oh, Deerwald was there.
Deerwald was there, yes.
He was there. Flip it. Okay, we can start talking about that. I mean, there's just, as we said again off the show, there's no structure here. We just go for it.
Yeah.
That was a good night.
But for those of you who, again, have no idea what we're talking about, Devil's Peak have done this pre-Cape Town Festival beer launch party.
Here's building session.
Here Spalding session where I think they had something on the Thursday night at the Salt River branch. They had something on Friday at their new brewery out in Epping, and then they had something more of a family chilled day at the Oda Vaf. Where's it, the Oda?
It's in Durbanville.
Deerwald.
Yeah.
What's it called? The Oda.
The Oda, yeah. You're
And
mixing up your biltong.
I am.
Your
I know.
breweries,
I was looking at the biltong as I put my head down. And so I was, I can only go to a few beer events in the week. I'm only allowed to go to a few beer events in the week. And I went to the one on Friday.
Which was
We were
great,
there,
yeah.
and it was the tits.
It
It was one heck of a party. And that's probably where you guys got the beer.
I did,
Because Wolfgang was there. There were a whole handful of brewers there talking about their beers. And I like that, what Devil's Peak have
times.
done. Incorporated everyone. Hey, let's talk about beers. Let's get the vibe going. Guys, cheers.
Cheers.
I love that. I think, now that we're drinking a CBC also did that with their tap takeover, which is a testament to the craft beer industry in South Africa
Yeah.
at the moment. Guys are starting to share and open things up and everything like that, and it's amazing. Great.
Let's not leave Jack Black out. I think they also did something a while back where they had a few brewers.
Yes,
Little
yeah.
Wolf, Meadowland.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. That was on IPA Day.
I think.
No, there was another one, wasn't there?
Wasn't it?
It's
Was it?
tough being in the craft beer
Many
industry.
things, man.
So much beer.
Trying to remember stuff.
Drink the beer.
I remember going to a lot of these things. That's the problem.
Guys. Do you remember Wolfgang's Red Vice?
Yes.
Okay, I'm thinking I'm trying to get that out of my head because that's all I'm thinking now. But let me.
That was good, man. I drank a lot of that.
So it's not a filtered Vice. It's nice and hazy. We do have the right song for this one as well, which we can chat about just now. Mandarina for me is one of my favorite hops.
That's lovely.
When it's used well, it's just got such a unique flavor. It's awesome.
From what I know, I think this is a very unique type of hop that's only grown in a certain German region, and I know
Bavaria,
that
yeah.
Wolfgang still has connections there, and he manages to get the majority.
Pretty much all of it.
Yeah, I think he goes once a year to secure these hops, and
thank goodness for that.
Thank
Blessings not curses.
But this
man.
is really cool because no one's done, there's a lot of Vice beers, but there's no one doing
a hoppy Vice.
a hoppy Vice or I don't think it's a single hop Vice, but like an interesting version of like this is all about the Mandarina. And for me, I don't know if it's because I'm reading the bottle, but you get those flavors coming through. It tastes like a Vice beer, but it's like citrusy and
You get the sweet citrus.
I am getting that nachi peel.
Yeah,
Kind of
That's-
orange peel, nachi
You know
peel.
how you
squeeze the old pith.
squeeze the old pith
Yeah.
there and you get that? I'm getting that.
Got a fantastic mouthfeel.
Delicious,
Kind of
man.
rich and
It's
creamy. Delicious beer. You know what it is? It's
To put it to only 340
with
ml.
CBC, it's German engineering where you need it in a beer. Because you know what? While you might not like it, there's no way you can fault it.
No.
Which is fantastic. you know.
And that's maybe that's not a bad thing where we should be headed for. That's the only thing that makes it, I'm not saying this is not good, but the only thing that makes a beer of this quality not wanted is personal preference.
Sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
And we should be open to, when it comes to mainstream and craft beer, it all comes down to personal preference of what you want to drink. You can't fault that. You can't push that. You shouldn't try and push that. So yeah, as you said, this, apart from that, you can't fault this.
Delicious beer. Delicious beer. So happy to have it in the mixed case. Happy.
I hope it will be. It's in the mixed case.
In the mixed case.
In the mixed case, man.
Of course, man. Everything we're drinking, apart from the last little surprise at the end, is pretty much in the mixed case. And the mixed case is coming out now in December with Liga Beers.
Cool.
There are limited numbers available. Ooh. These are once-off limited edition beers for the most part. The one we've done with Darling, that'll be in stores. But the Saggy Stone one and one.
December's a great month.
It really is.
It's turning into a good one, yeah.
Because let's be honest, there are a bunch of guys listening that are thinking, I have no idea what I'm going to get my pops or my brother or uncle
myself for
Christmas. And this is, am I correct? It's still $400.
No, I think the six pack's
pack.
about $250, I think.
Oh my word! Okay, so it's and it includes delivery anywhere in the country.
Anywhere in the country.
100%.
So yeah, if you're looking for a Christmas gift for yourself or for anyone, babe, look what arrived.
And not gonna lie, there might be a little Karoo Dust surprise in there as well. As always, December is beer and braai season.
Always with the surprises.
Always with the surprises.
And I feel like there's another surprise coming a little bit later.
Okay, but before
we're not going to talk about that.
There is always, but not now.
Before we finish this beer, we're supposed to be pairing music with it as well.
Yes,
Mr. May. And
so carried away.
Yeah, so carried away. Dear Volt loves a bit of Jimi Hendrix, and
yes.
it is a hazy beer.
It is a very hazy beer. So let's play a little something. I think we can talk still in the background because
I know it is Jimmy. Yeah, there's a lot of guitar.
Oh yeah.
You want to try to talk? Let's go.
So. Ooh, there we go, some nice music. So let's talk back. Yes, Carl.
This case, I just wanted to say, this case
you can say whatever you
has
want.
been something that we've actually, when we first started Beer Country, like way back when, and we had gotten involved with Rob, the idea was always to do a case at the end of it, when it launched and whatever. And we always thought, if we get it right, it'll be amazing. And here we are. I mean, it's kind of happened. We've got, 4 unique beers in there. One Australian beer, but I'm not going to judge Rob too harshly for that. And then this one which you just had, which is incredible, man. Like, I'm so chuffed that it actually worked out. And it's been hard work, but so worth it.
Every single step of the way.
Well,
and I'm not saying it's the best mixed case they've ever done, but it might be the best.
quite possibly the best.
Quite very possibly.
I want to carry on from what you're saying there. And I think it's something that I think us as freelancers or people in the beer industry, we don't take the time to just stop and actually look back
absolutely
at what we've done. And we can this can be a nice segue into your show, but let's reverse it still. I've struggled with that in 2017 to think, shit, it's been a tough year.
Yeah.
There's not much has been happening, but actually then I stop and I think, wait, hang on. I've started my podcast. I've started a beer show on radio. I've filmed a beer documentary, I'm a producer now. I can say I'm a producer. And there's certain things that you're like, okay, wait, this was actually a very
that's a milestone.
Started a homebrew club.
We've got so many ways we can segue.
No, but you're absolutely right. And Greg and I are also criminally guilty of it. Like, you're so busy looking at the next thing that you never actually go, like, let's just get it done. But you never look and you go, yes, that was pretty good.
Yes.
That was pretty good. You're just concerned about what could go wrong on the next one. It's a problem.
I think I've been thinking about this for a while, but there needs to be some way to acknowledge the people who are doing something in the industry. Let me just push, let's stop there on Jimmy. Thank you, Jimi Hendrix, for the little music. I think we need to have some form of reward or something for the...
it's the beer industry. Like, we have a reward every time we open a beer. Come on.
Well, I mean, I did hint to Rob Hands that everyone on the Tasting League, shout out to the Tasting League, everyone on the Tasting League should should get a free case of beer this month. That's only
I
right.
agree.
For their services rendered.
I know Riley's listening, so at least Riley's getting a
Hey.
And Shay, well, you never know.
Hey, that Balance the Beer competition that she ran is probably one of the most successful competitions that I've seen.
That caught on fire. That
Yeah,
was.
and I mean, I'm ashamed to admit that we never got around to entering.
That's because things were getting heat. They
No,
were
you know
good,
what,
and I was like, oh,
you got to give these guys a chance, though. Eh? Like,
how
you don't
can I
want to just
top
swoop
that?
in at the last minute.
yeah, exactly. Oh, you create a lot of hate.
No, I'm just kidding. Well done. It was very well done.
But I do want to, before we open the next beer, I did want to.
Greg's like mainlining his beer. I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
Greg is thirsty. I did want to give a shout out to two individuals. One was gents who introduced himself, Andrew from Beer Bar and Beyond.
Yes, yeah, he's doing good stuff. Yeah.
So he just said, "How's it on Friday night?" I mean, I was a few beers down. We got there early, so he said, "How's it about home time for me?" But he said, "How's it? Appreciate your show. I really dig listening, and you know, flip it. I'm doing this for free, but you know what? When someone says that, that's kiff.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's gonna keep me going for another 3 months."
Look,
So
I think it's a great thing.
a shout out to Andrew. I said, "Listen, please, I'd love to have you on the show. So sometime in the new year, let's drink some beers."
Absolutely. But you know what is important for me is that everybody supports these guys. Like he's filming videos. I watch his videos. He's filming videos. He's doing like decent production. He's giving decent commentary. But if people aren't watching or, you know, he's just going to stop doing it. And there's a guy in Joburg, Byron, who's doing as well. Like you've got to support people. You know, it's easy to like talk about it, but you actually need to support them. Retweet their stuff. Watch their stuff.
For guys listening who making content, if I can, in my very humble opinion, I can give you some advice. Just don't look at the numbers.
Yeah,
just keep going. Do it for like a year.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this podcast thing for a year, and if it's not working out, cool. Then I gave it my best shots. But I really believe that those numbers will start climbing, and that's
2 years, Troy.
2 years.
Come on, don't let us down after a year. Come on, man. This is
10 years.
My 10 years.
Also, a quick shout out to Mike, who is of the Real Beer Revolution.
Yeah.
He's also on the Tasting League.
Yeah.
He just hit 2,000 Instagram followers. I didn't know that. Hey?
Yeah, he's running a competition, I think, for 12 days of Christmas, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I think there will be some whispers on the wind. There might be a Mudikoffie up there up for grabs.
But he's a keen writer, and I think he's been posting and blogging quite regularly.
Yeah, he filmed the video at Old Potters like 2 weekends ago or something. They rebrewed their Royneck on the Grain Father or something. Again, like awesome content. Watch it, support the guy, you know.
100%.
I was going to say, speaking of content, but let's go to a beer.
Let's go to a beer.
Let's go to a beer.
Okay, so this one I think might put the cat in the pigeon.
Whoa.
And it is brewed with, again,
Love.
one of our favorite people, with Ampie Kruger from Wild Clover Breweries. And it is 3 Beards, if you've seen the three of us. 3 Beards blended ale.
Not me.
No, not you.
I don't have a beard.
No, Ampie. So yes, it's you heard us right. It is a blended ale. Definitely the first 3-way blended ale in South Africa. I think 1 or 2 guys have done
Is it 2-way blended?
Well, I think 1 or 2 guys have tried it before. You know, some success, some not, whatever it is. But I don't think they're around as much.
Can I push pause there?
Push pause.
Push pause. I got an email the other day. I think it was Firestone Walker, who are releasing beers to mix, or they've so there's a whole chart that they've got that you meant to mix those two,
Oh, that's cool.
and a whole thing, and that you get this whole thing, so you can have that beer on your own.
Yeah.
That's
it's
clever.
it's a thing, and in South Africa,
if it works, it works. If it's horrible, then
I mean, we drink blended wine, we drink blended whiskey. No problems there. But for some or another reason, there's quite a puritanical attitude towards beer. That's
puritanical. Yes, is that a word?
Is that not right? I'm sure it's right.
just gonna.
It's like
Just Google. Just gonna copyright it, dude. That you're not supposed to blend beer. But one of my favorite things to do actually involves Woodstock Brewery. And that was actually when we were trying to get a flavor profile for the Fireside right, and we went in there and you know, if you go to the tap room, for me, one of my favorite things is you get a pint glass and 60% Californicator, 40% pot belge, and you end up with an amber session IPA, and it's fantastic. You know? And I love drinking it. It's great. Now, what we did with Ampi now, this is Three Beards, and it's a play on or inspired by something called the Three Threads, which was.
I was going to say the Three Bears.
No.
Goldilocks.
Oh,
It would be like a porridge start.
That's an idea. Write that down.
Write it down.
Get it.
Yeah, Three Threads used to be a way that they poured beer way back when in the 1700s. It was popular amongst London pub locals. A lot of people think that that's where the whole porter thing started. I will say this: when we were researching this beer, the history of beer is a deep, dark rabbit hole that is pretty much bottomless. And the stories you find there and everything like that, you know, it's pretty crazy, and there's a lot of them. So we went with the one that we found was right and true and good, and that was the Three Threads. And yeah, this was a mix between a light, a medium, or what they call the two-penny ale, and a strong ale. And yeah, it was one of the favorite drinks in the 1700s in London. So what we've done was we've went to Ampi and we chatted to him about it. And, you know, Wild Clover beers are fantastic. They're these kind of big, friendly, kind of English-inspired ales. And, yeah, so we took, it's a blend of their smoky porter, their double ale brown ale, and just a little bit of lager in the end there just to kind of clean up the finish. So that's it. It's again, it's the 1 + 1 + 1 makes 5, or whatever you want to call it. But what we found specifically with blending beer is that, and I think that, you know, to your point about Firestone Walker, is that to get it like this level of complexity in a single brew is difficult, if not impossible. To try and get all these different flavors happening at the same time in the same beer is very difficult.
I suppose when you're brewing a beer, though, you're going for a certain style.
Sure,
so
no,
it's
absolutely,
a nice different
100%.
approach, yeah. And we think it works. I mean, it's 3 of our favorite beers.
Yeah, you tell us whether it works, Mr. May. It's
Gonna have to have a little sippy sip. Can I tell you what does work? Is that beautiful label.
Thank you.
oh, thank you so much.
Well, it was the whole process behind designing all these cans, and that was another whole story. It was great. We got to work with the designers of each different place. But yeah, we were happy with the result.
Sure. Okay. It's got it's not a complete. It's got almost like a porter color for the people who cannot see, because no one can see.
No one can see.
Kind of a
So
deep,
it's almost like a
deep red brown.
very maroon, browny kind of. But it's actually weird. I'm not sure what to expect. It's just a mix.
It's a blend.
Definitely get a bit of chocolates, subtle chocolates, a bit of brown, roasted malts. Surprisingly clean, and
Not that heavy.
Well, that's
it's weird. Like I'm getting that lager that you said because there's not a lot of that's followed through in aroma and flavor. It kind of gets stopped short, as a lager should, but it's got the body and mouthfeel of an ale.
Well, that's the thing. It's big
of a porter.
Yeah, big up front, clean finish. That was the intention. You know, it's the best of 3 worlds.
Was it really?
Well,
Hey, is it? Because then that's good.
well, you know
I'm picking up that.
you know well, spot on, Mr. May. It's like you're a beer judge or something. Yeah, the porter gives it a very
Hey, I like that.
a very kind of roasty, that little bit of smoke and that roasty flavor up front. You know, the middle of the beer has definitely got that malty, nutty character. The combination of the two gives you this kind of Marmite flavor, which is fantastic. And then, yeah, just a little bit of lager at the end, just finishes it off cleanly. Makes you want another sip. You know?
I'm eating biltong, so you must keep talking.
Keep talking.
Right. So that's pretty much it. And again, you know, when we were on Beer Country at Wild Clover, let me have a bigger conversation here. You know, the breweries that we've done these collabs with are breweries that supported us, breweries that helped us out along the road, took a gamble on us. You know, when we went to them and said, listen, we're filming the show 2 and change years ago, and said, listen, get on board, and if it works, it's going to be amazing. If it doesn't, it's, you know, no loss either way, but we're not going to give up. So, yeah, don't give up on us. And they didn't. And, you know, it's literally the last 3 years almost have culminated in the next 3 days, pretty much.
Guys,
it's
I'll
crazy.
never give up on you.
Crazy.
Oh, thanks,
thank you, man. That's why we love you, man.
Don't give up on me. I just to put in a little side note there, I was eating some biltong, and it really did change the beer. It almost made the beer like a, dare I say it, like a hoppy black IPA.
I'm going to have to do the experiment now.
It's delicious. Yeah, so it's lekker, hey? It's lekker that we are in that environment, that beer industry where, of course, people, brewers, in most cases in South Africa, they don't have time to send people on the road and promote the good word of beer and to develop content. So, of course, if guys like us, bloggers, Instagrammers, tweeters, tweeters? Twitter? Tweet. You know, go to them and say, Flip, help us out, you know, whether it's a few cases of beer or whatever, just we're going to produce content. So I think
it's great as long as the content is good and it's honest. It's not just somebody trying to get free stuff, because there are those people too. But I think that
speaking of free stuff,
but I think the brewery should reach out to these guys and use them. That's what they're there for. These guys they're living and breathing beer. They want to create cool content. They want to do cool ideas and things. And I think that if you just get stuck as a brewery making the same beers over and over, like, that's not very exciting. And it's not like, if you look what's happening, look at Brewdog. They're always doing something cool.
Yeah.
Like, there's such a good benchmark for what would Brewdog do? That we've asked ourselves that so many times with so many things that we've done. Is this as cool as Brewdog would do it?
And no matter what industry you're in, if you're starting a business, like if someone comes up to you and says, "Oh my word, I'm a big fan of whatever you do," like put yourselves in that situation. If someone's come up to you and says, "Oh, I can't believe you guys are Beer Country. Oh, I'm so stoked for you guys." You're like, "Cool, awesome! Like this, here's a fan. Let's look after this one." You'll probably give that fan a.
Dude, it never happens to me. It only ever happens to Carl, and that's because of the beard, bro.
You're gonna grow.
I don't want to know your name. I just want to play with your beard like a cat. Yeah, it's
you're gonna have to.
It happens a lot.
Wear a protection mask.
Yeah, I actually thought about the festive beer. I was going to print a shirt that said, "Yes, it's big. No, you can't touch it." But the problem is the beard's over the printing, so it doesn't really work.
Yeah.
Then print around it.
Yeah, like down the sides, yeah.
Down the boobs.
No, it's a talking point. I want people to come to our stand.
Should we? I mean, we've still got so much we could talk about.
Before, we've got a song.
We've got a song for this.
We've got a song.
What's
Well, it is inspired.
It's
a blend. It is inspired, however, by English Pub Story and by English ales.
Yes.
So we've got a bit of a song from that side of the pond. A little bit of the Clash.
Ooh, you're gonna have to help me
explain who the Clash is.
I'm showing my age.
We're going through the beers pretty quickly. I'm just saying, like, how many are we in now?
We've got some.
Okay, we've got reserves. I'm worried we're gonna run out of reserves.
Okay.
There we
a
go,
good song.
Mr. May. Thank you, man.
As long as there's a cartridge.
Okay, let's just listen to it first. If you're thinking, should I stay or should I go to the Cape Town Festival Beer? It's 100% you should go. I'm going to say it. It's probably the best. My most favorite beer fests,
of course, yeah.
ever.
There's a reason it's by Christmas. You know, it's that good.
And my birthday. So it's all
on that weekend.
No, can you imagine?
Yes, it's true.
Can you imagine this?
It'd be a rough time.
You'd have a great excuse for the missus. Now I'm getting drunk all 3 days now.
What days are you coming, by the way? We'll be there all 3 days.
I will openly and honestly say that I'll avoid Saturday.
The old Saturday.
The old Saturday, because
it is a commitment.
It's a massive commitment, and no, the Saturdays just becomes too busy, too heavy. As you get your rugby crowds, nothing wrong with that, but you get your bachelors and your parties, and it just I don't really feel like queuing 4 deep.
But your hashtag beer time. You don't queue, do you?
I don't want to queue to speak to Greg and Cole at their stand 4 deep.
Play with Cole's beard.
Yeah, I want to do that on Friday or Sunday.
Skip to the front.
I'll probably pop in Friday for a little bit, and then Sunday I'll spend the whole day there, because that's
Sunday's a great day.
That's my favorite day.
Well, then it is unfortunate because you are going to miss out. I'm not going to lie. We've got a bit of a competition running on the Saturday.
Before you say your competition, I'm going to get into my competition, which I'm a little bit embarrassed. I should have mentioned it right in the beginning of the show. But if anyone is listening, you are listening to a beer show. We're giving away tickets to this weekend's festival. All you have to do, it's so simple. It really is simple. You need to go onto Facebook. You need to go onto #BeerTime. You can literally search #BeerTime, or just type out beer time. You'll see my yellow ugly mug pop up. Go to the latest posts and make a comment. Just make any comments about this festival, this weekend's fests. I don't know, what should the comment be? Just, what's your...
if you say Beer Country is the best stand there, I mean, you got a very good chance.
Yeah,
of
if
winning.
you let's just say that if you just go onto that post and just write down Beer Country and tag them, then
there's a very good chance.
There's a very good chance you'll win. I think we'll give away 2 sets of tickets. How about that?
Awesome.
Huh?
Beautiful. So it's a beautiful thing.
Just for those of you listening again, go onto Facebook, #BeerTime, the yellow page. You can't miss it. Go onto my latest post with Greg and Cole from Beer Country, and then just literally type in the comments, Beer Country. That shows your commitment and shows that you're listening. And if you want free tickets, I mean, come on, man.
Come on.
Okay, you had a competition.
Beautiful. Well, yeah, we did. Listen, we've got...
is it something that I'd want to be involved in?
Absolutely. Well, it's win beer for a year. Who doesn't want to win beer for a year?
I don't think I want.
Well, it's you know what it is. It's a double-edged sword because there is a chili challenge involved. You know, I think we made a bit of a name for ourselves last year with the Beer Country Chili Challenge, whole habanero for a free half pint of beer. It was, you know, we took a bag of about 60 habaneros thinking we'd have leftovers at the end of Sunday. I will tell you what, by Saturday at 1 p.m. they were all gone. All gone. We had to go get
1
more.
o'clock.
Yeah, 1 o'clock Saturday. You know, the guys and girls are brave there. And I will say this, shout out to the ladies, you handle so much better than the guys. So much.
It's pretty
Yeah,
beautiful.
so much. It's a beautiful thing to see.
I actually saw Murray Turner of Cape Town Festival Beer put up a beautiful video with the excitement and euphoria of one's emotions as they eat this chili, and it's great, and like, yeah, boy cheese.
Yeah.
And then the second half of the video is just tears and Celine Dion music.
You can time it, bro. 45 seconds. 45 seconds. Bro.
And then
That's
the
it.
heat
45
kicks in.
seconds and the tears happen, bro.
It's not so bad, and then boom.
Silence. What have I done? And then in. And so I think we actually we're going to take it to the next level this year, and we might even play a little bit of chili roulette.
Yeah.
Put some extra habanero in the habanero. You know, a little bit of sauce in there or something like that. So we'll see how it goes. But if you get to our stand at the Festival of Beer,
More than happy to just come have a beer with you.
No, right. You got beer for days at our stand. You know that, but
So, how does that work? If they eat a chili, and then they put their name down, and they could literally win beer for a year.
Well, you don't just eat the chili and walk away. You eat the chili, and then you get a voucher from Liga Beers to spend on the December mix case. Boom. Regardless, you get the voucher regardless.
So all you have to do is eat a harmless chili.
It's such a small chili, bro. It's fine.
So if you eat 2, you could get...
There's a one-time deal. Yeah.
You wouldn't
We had
legally-
some incidents last year. You need to be really sure. Like, it's not like just bravado. And
I think there's about 50 entries.
Okay, so let's say limited to the first...
Limited to the first 50 people that are in?
Yeah, single people.
And come to the stand. Then your name will go into a hat or a beer mug or a skull on one of the Land Rovers or whatever it is. And we'll do a draw on Sunday, and it's free beer for a year from Liga Beers. Yay! Awesome. Epic.
It is a double-edged sword. You're like,
Yeah, you got to really want it. I mean,
should I stay or should I go?
Sure.
You know what to do.
Oh.
So that's the one thing we're going to have there. We're going to
does it
have
come with a year's supply of toilet paper?
we're going to
Try to get a sponsor,
from the
yeah.
fridge. We're going to have 3 beers on our stand there. We're going to have our Moor Coffee Stout, the collab with Fraser.
Lovely.
Which is just like I say, getting better and better.
Nice.
We're going to have the 3 Beards Blended Ale, our collab with Wild Clover. And then we are actually getting into the next beer.
we're already into it, man.
I'm talking too much.
We've been sipping away.
Which is our 4x4 Black Lager collab with Darling Brew. Again, yes, we've got a lot of favorite people. Another 2 of our favorite people on the planet, Kevin and Philippa, the husband and wife behind Darling Brew.
No lekker.
As everyone would or should or may know, all of Darling's beers are inspired by an endangered species. The geometric tortoise for slow beer and hyena for bone crusher. So we went to them and we chatted to them about another endangered species, and that is our old school Land Rover.
It is endangered.
And old school 4x4s are an endangered species. The last Land Rover, the last old shape Land Rover rolled off the line in January 2016.
Yep.
Our one's
A very sad day.
sad day. Our one Thirsty, bless her, is a 1978 shorty, the one that we ride around on Beer Country. So she is actually on the label, and you drove her the other day.
I drove it the other day. One of us had.
Is he really?
One of us had a little bit too much to drink.
How was that experience? It's not that easy.
No, my eyes were open.
Dude, it's like an oil tanker and a tractor had a baby.
It's
Yeah.
like the habanero. You've really got to want to drive. I nearly rode. Actually, when we filmed at your garage, when we were filming episode 1, the homebrew thing, I nearly rode into the tree that was outside of your place.
Before or afterwards?
No, but when we arrived there.
That's because she has a turning circle like a 747.
So this beer, I've been sipping away at it for the last 2
Yes,
minutes.
so this is the one that we've done.
Delicious.
This is the one we did with Darling.
Is this again a brand new beer?
brand new beer?
Am
Brand
I
new.
also again just?
You are. This one I can tell you for sure. You're in the top 3.
No, like you, the top one.
Top
one. You, the only other person that's tasted this.
besides.
You see, this is why
You're the top one.
That's why
Just
there's
let him have it. Let him have it.
an underlying thing here where I've started this beer show for a very good reason.
All these benefits are just rolling
Everyone
in.
listening on the Tasting League. That's the only reason why
These
I started.
this beer went into the bottle yesterday.
Yeah.
At Darling. So brewed it. Also, we had the concept behind the beer and went to the guys there. We're not brewers yet. We are learning. And
We're
it is
apprentices to probably the best brewer in the country, though.
Yes, to one Mr. May. And we are learning though, and it is a very steep learning curve. So, we came up with the concept behind the beer and the story behind the beer, pitched it to Kevin and Philippa. At that stage, Renee, the head brewer there, had just come on board. The guy's great at brewing lagers. It kind of made sense, and we were like, cool, this is where we want to head. Did a couple of experiments.
Where's Renee from?
Renee,
He's ex-SAB, I think, yeah.
well,
ex-Namibian Breweries, yeah.
Ex-Namibia. He's from up north.
Tomato.
Yeah. It's pretty much the same place, isn't it?
Renee's ex-Namibian Brewers, and he came down from Southwest.
Great guy, like super enthusiastic about the whole thing. We came there with this idea, and he was like, we thought, we were going to struggle to have to do a couple of test brews, and after we had a long chat with him, he brewed the first batch, and we went there. We were like, yeah, we'll see how it goes. And both of us drank, and we're like, shit, this is pretty good.
On point. We went through a whole bunch of kind of thought processes and incarnations, because sometimes when you do a black lager or a Schwarzbier, you get kind of this raisiny, sultana, malty sweetness that dominates the beer, and we actually didn't want that, and so we started looking even at like black session IPAs and everything like that, and had those conversations, and they've all filtered down and been distilled and everything like that into what's in the bottle now, which is roasty, toasty, little bit of hops in there. Quite a
Roasty, toasty, mosty.
yeah, roasted toasty mosty, little bitter lingering finish. Yeah,
Okay,
super happy.
Important question.
Yes.
I know we're promoting the mixed case for Liga beers. Can we get this anywhere else?
Yes, this one
will be available, yeah.
This is a big yes.
Besides Festival Beer, how many liters were made? Do you know that?
At the moment, we made 3,000. A lot of it's, or a bunch of it's going to Liga Beers.
Cool.
And then, actually, funny you mentioned that. I just got a message from the biggest little bottle shop saying, when can we get the beers?
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So we're going to approach
you guys.
all the usual suspects. Ruland, biggest little. I think we're going to try and get some up in Joburg.
I went there for the first time.
Biggest little.
Biggest Little,
That's
yeah.
awesome, man.
I couldn't drink anything because I was driving. That's
Rookie
pity.
mistake, man.
Rookie
It's such a cool little spot, and yeah, they've been so great with us. Like, I think they sell more mood coffee than anyone. Like
Yeah.
out in the north there, the oaks are loving it.
Yeah, it is behind the Boerewors curtain. Fantastic.
So yeah, this one will definitely be around. We're hoping if it sells well enough, we can turn it into a regular thing. Because it feels like we owe that much to Thirsty. It's not about me. It's about the Land Rover Thirsty.
Guys,
Oh, and at the wait, sorry, one more thing. At the 16th of December in Darling, they're having their Summer Fest.
I saw that.
And we're going to be there with Thirsty, and we're trying to get like the 4x4 clubs of Cape Town, South Africa, to pull through with like a whole range of vintage
4x4s.
Landies, Land Cruisers, the whole trip, and they have a whole. We'll be pouring this beer off the back of the Landy. It's going to be an amazing day and an epic festival. If you haven't been to one of Darling's Summerfest, it's really a good time. They've got comedians, musicians.
It's the whole day, hey?
It's the whole thing, man. It's really
like,
good.
What, the start at 10 or something? Or
It's in the morning and then, right through till sun. I think, but I mean, it's great. Like, they convert the place. Like, it's freeform tents, spit bras. Yeah, it's great.
Dude, it's a great. Don't drive to that one.
No.
Don't
Organized
drive to that
transportation.
one. Yes.
I might have to wine and dine the missus.
Yeah. A little overnighter in Darling.
Yeah. Oh, look. Just so happens to be a festival.
Surprise!
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you think of the beer?
Guys, that's what I was going to get
Yeah,
to.
we're now going to be talking about everything under the sun.
Yeah.
Okay. I love dark beer.
Yes.
And I was trying to find a second point to kind of jump onto, but I'm just going to say that this black lager is delicious. I don't think there are enough black lagers, and I think a black lager is a perfect stepping stone
Absolutely. Yeah.
into a different beer segments, because you've got lager, and we all know that lager. South Africa is a lager drinking nation for now. But when you put something ahead of that, like a light lager, black lager, anything lager, it's already creating some curiosity for that mainstream commercial beer drinker. So I really feel that South Africa need more. Every brewery in South Africa should have a black lager.
Yeah, it's one step
Why
removed.
the freaking hell do they not have a black lager? So kudos to you guys for this. Well done.
Thank you.
Is a delicious beer.
I'm going to put it out there just because I feel like we need to say it. But when we pitched this idea, there were no black lagers, and then we sat with our fingers up our bum for like many months. And then
I'm immediately regretting this beer.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden there's like a bunch of black lagers now. Although I must say, I had Drifters one the other day, and it was really good. That Drifter Cola, Eastside
Cola.
Yeah, Eastside.
man.
Yeah,
There was some tasty
had
stuff.
that last week.
Yeah.
I might have a few in my kitchen.
Yeah, Greg only bought me one, so you know.
You don't want to come to the event, you know.
No,
Don't cry over spilt black lager. You know, it's the idea for this beer. I mean, you know, you talk about. We spoke earlier about the ocean age, the ocean triple.
Ocean.
Yeah, that is right. Yes, it is. So you talk about concepts behind beer. You know, this is one of the other ones that's obviously got a story behind it.
Really good one.
You know, and that was the idea behind the beer. Luckily, Kevin and Philippa also said, listen, chat to our designer, Carlos. So he helped us out with the label,
Carlos.
which we are super stoked with.
Carlos, I need you to design me a label.
Yeah, there might be, I'm just going to put it out there.
He's not Spanish, is he?
There might be T-shirts.
Carlos is not Spanish.
I'm not sure. He is now, apparently.
If
Dude.
you say so, Troy.
You spot on there with the attaching a hobby to a beer. So you guys, again, I'm not sure if it's the first, but you are probably the first to attach a Land Rover to a beer.
No, I would say so.
Hey, I would say so. So, I mean, it doesn't mean you own that market, but you are the first to that market. So now it's a brilliant platform. It's a brilliant. You've already got another angle to sell that beer.
Yeah, you don't want to hook
You're not
market,
just selling to the beer nerds. You're selling to a Land Rover club.
Oh, it's the outdoor community.
If I was you guys, I'd drop off a case at the Cape Town Land Rover Club.
I think there is a plan.
I think there might already be one there.
Okay.
Isn't that who we're talking to? For the,
No, that's Johan from Land Rover Cape Town. We had good chats with him. We've had chats with the guys from Land Rover Africa magazine. Yeah, it's all happening. Getaway. And yeah, we're getting all the guys.
You guys are busy,
involved. Yeah, we're getting all the guys involved at
What do your wife say?
the Darling Summerfest.
Sure, I don't know.
What? Please help me out here.
Whatever your wife is saying, exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
And you guys got kids. I mean, how do you guys do it?
Well, the trick is to involve your kids. So you know, especially when you're there, because for like a brew day or whatever, that's my retirement plan.
Yeah.
They need to learn how to brew so that when 60 plus happens, they're making beer for
What's
me.
that, like 5 years from now?
Yeah.
It's
Old greybeard. Yeah.
Greybeard is fast approaching. Guys, I love this beer.
Oh, thank you.
So far, I'm going to say it. So far, this is my favorite of the favorite that we've drunk so far on the show today. All the others are delicious for what they have, but I just feel there's no dark lagers and not enough dark lagers in the country, and something new. So I'm really enjoying it. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah,
and well done to the folks at Darling.
Yeah.
Well done to Renee, and big thanks to Kevin and Philippa. Yeah, always.
Guys,
awesome.
Do we have a song for them?
We do. It's a little bit of Slow Ride. Because it is a Land Rover.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think for this one, we'll play Slow Ride, and we'll play the whole song, because
we literally never play music when we're here, because we talk too much cash all the time.
We'll play Slow Ride, maybe another song, and then we'll see you guys after the break. Okie dokie, and we're back. Some nice tunes there.
Pretty good, man.
Thanks,
Pretty
man.
good tunes. Speaking of good stuff, we just had some good beer. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4 good beers. And now
5.
it's time for another one. Are we gonna?
Oh, dude, we've got it's a sin to
Just top
we're
me
not
up there.
we're not wasting
Top me
beer.
up there.
Come, this is
The
not a
biltong is almost gone. Thank you for the biltong. I think you know what, guys. I think we're entering a phase on hashtag beer time where you know when you used to listen to the radio stations growing up, they used to get pizzas and food delivered during the show. Like people literally just come drop off food and stuff like that. So I think
you should make it mandatory for any guest who arrives to have biltong. Otherwise, you can get
at least a gift.
Get the hell out of the door.
at least a gift. Next time we'll bring a potjie.
Your biltong beats my salty cracks.
I don't know, man. I'm a fan of your old salty crack.
You're a fan of Troy's salty crack. What?
Yeah, you know.
It's been many hours brewing in that hot steamy room.
Yeah.
Let's move on very quickly to upcoming events this weekend. By the way, in case you just joined us, this is hashtag Beer Time. We're talking to Greg and Carl from Beer Country, the two gangsters of the craft beer world. They're gentlemen, but they are. I think I introduced you last time you were here on the show as the gangsters of the craft beer world.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, we'll take it.
You're happy?
No, we'll take it.
We've got a Craft Brewers Association meeting.
Whoa.
A little meeting coming up tonight. That's going to be a nice little thing just to kind of chat. I think we're going to start forming a body just to protect and look after the smaller craft brewers. But that's literally all I'm going to talk about that because nothing's really been said.
But it's high time, eh?
It is high time.
and it's quite amazing to be part of it.
It's
You know, we live in South Africa, and I will say this: it is our motto: unity is strength. It's on the coat of arms. It is a thing of the republic.
You just got really deep.
No, dude, there's strength in numbers, man. So, you know, and it's not an industry; it's a community. We need to protect each other, and we're stronger if we stand together. You know, that's what this is about. It's hard time. Yeah, Cole's right. Spot on.
Dark side is coming.
Yeah.
And then got a little break on Wednesday. Then Thursday, we've got the Cape Town Festival of Beer Brewers Braai.
Yes,
That's always a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's sometimes even bigger than the festival. But that's going to be exciting just to see all the brewers. I'm not a brewer, but I somehow sneak in every year.
Hashtag beer time. Of course, you're gonna be.
I will say this: there was talk of
No
a
twerking.
Do we twerk
no,
often?
no twerking. There was talk of a Beer Country cast iron classic.
Oh, let it go, man! Let it go, man!
No. There was talk.
There was twerk.
There was twerk, but not happening this year. It's been a very busy year with everything that's happening coming up this weekend, including the show. So next year, look out for that.
So what is that? What is that exactly?
Potjie course competition for the by the brewers
at the brewers thing
on the Brewers Braai. That might be happening. By the brewers for the brewers, and then there might be a couple of open slots for the public that the Festival of Beers guys would help out with, and we'll run a bit of a competition. So
I'm sure that's
not this year, next year.
No, that's a gears building exercise.
Yeah, we still need to build our stand between now and Friday.
Yeah, you guys don't have enough on your
We
plate.
have
some
no
more.
time.
Yeah.
So that's not this year, but
And-
the Brewers Bar is happening.
Shame, I know. I think it was Brad from Brewdog. It was last year or the year before where he missed that whole Brewers Braai, and he was just up until the early hours of Friday setting up his entire stand.
They have an elaborate one. They got like fridges and stuff. They're legit, man.
And
None of us have fridges.
so he missed it. So I might go help him this year. But and then Friday, it all starts, and it's.
I can't wait. Oh, I
it's
can't.
there.
Oh, man, I'm excited.
It's something magical about walking onto the fields at Hamilton Rugby Club and just having this white tent and just that first. It's whenever it opens on Friday. That when the hooter goes, or when Martin Tucker announces on the PA system.
Hey guys, we're open.
All right, guys, listen, we're open. Make sure you got all your ice. And it's empty. It's like the calm before the storm. So it is a cool feeling. So that's when I like to walk around and just wave frantically at everyone. And
then you down 20 beers and then you start working.
Exactly.
20 of the what? Nearly 300 beers on offer?
No, I think they're 200.
Is it 200?
200.
But
I'm expecting some really
how can
good
you get
stuff.
to
There's
even
going to be
100?
some, yeah.
Challenge accepted.
Well, yeah.
Well,
I mean,
you know,
what
it's,
are you trying to say, Troy?
You know, you do the captain's lap around the whole thing. You know, it is a thing that is Greg Casey, Mr. Greg Casey and Mr. Ross McCullough from Jack Black. That is normally
the annual
that is
tradition.
normally their Sunday stretch where it's
become a lot harder for Mr. Ross just because of the new brewery and his two new kids. So I think it's.
So that is, but yeah, what's it? I think almost. I mean, last year was over 50 breweries, over 200 beers, and it's got to be more than that this year. I mean, it's magic, and I think the guys are also. The guys and girls are locking onto the fact that the Cape Town Festa beer is a good place to launch beers, ourselves included.
Yep.
You know, and promote new things and inform the public about what's happening with your brand and your brewery and everything like that. The guys are realizing that, so there's a lot of new stuff. There's a lot of exciting stuff.
There's been a lot of talk on social media about things like Darling's got something that they keep hinting at. Old Little Wolf has got that new one that he's bringing out. There's everybody's got something new that's coming out.
I've heard good things about Little Wolf. He's been
Sure, man. Did you taste that Passiflora one, whatever it was?
Yes, on Friday.
We all remember that part.
Get in my belly.
Yeah, it's lovely, man. Yeah, Stefan is talented individual.
No, he's doing some good stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing everyone. That's Saturday. I'm going to avoid. I'm actually emceeing at an event. Maybe that's a good time to plug.
What? You're not watching Beer Country?
Wait, hold on. Hold on. I'm getting in there. So on Friday, it's the Woodstock Motor Show, Garage Bull Show, and that's, so it's going to be a cool event. There will be beer there, so that's cool. And I will be there from 12 to 6.
Do you not judge on the festive beer competition?
Yes, I think that they might have 2 or 3 days of that, so I'll probably do 1 or 2 days.
Okay. Beer country.
I recognize your beers. And then Sunday is obviously like the family day at Cape Town Festival Beer. Very relaxed, very chilled. That's where I will be with friends and family.
Yeah.
And
I think that's the kids are coming.
Getting,
ladies, kids,
getting very quietly, softly drunk, which is beautiful. And I think everyone appreciates that because it's all the brewers appreciate. You can go and chat to them still, and just,
that's great.
You don't have to queue 4 deep. But speaking of other big things that are happening this weekend, I know that I need to try and get in front of a TV. I need to try and find someone who can record a very special show that's happening this weekend. Guys, you know what I'm talking about. It's for the people listening on hashtag radio. I've had way too much. Hashtag beer time on Tertians Vibe Radio. Yeah. You guys are finally releasing your Beer Country 11 parts series.
6-part series.
6-part series.
6-part series, yeah. 6 parts.
It's going to feel like 11 parts after all those beers. But tell us about that.
Yes, it's on. It's on. Finally, locally hitting SA TV screens. It's been a 2.5. It's time for a slow clap, right?
Yeah.
There we go. We've been clapping.
About as slow as the Land Rover.
Yeah, right. It's been 2.5 years, kind of coming and going and editing and filming and all the rest of it. That's all culminated in it hitting screens this weekend. There is a bit of a thing. We'd love to tell you exactly when, but at the moment we're still busy chatting with
up in the air.
With ETV. It's either going to be Saturdays at 5 or Fridays at 10 on ETV Extra.
Cool.
We will keep everybody posted as we know, which will be by tomorrow morning. Then it's get it on, watch it, PVR it, tell your friends, do the thing. It's food and fire as an excuse to visit microbreweries, which is exactly as much fun as it sounds. In the Land Rover.
And there were some shots there, if I can recall, that were filmed a while back.
Yes.
So there were younger versions of ourselves.
Here's a funny story for you. So we shot episode 1, which was with you, Mr. May.
Yeah. Episode 1's the only one you really need to watch because Troy's in it, and it's all downhill from there.
Yeah. It's and we had to actually about a year later shoot a bunch of cutaways and everything like that, just for extra footage. And Cole's beard was 3 times as long. So we actually had to go to a friend of ours at Mirror's Hair Lab, Candace, and she had to pin his beard back because he obviously didn't want to cut it and make it look short again.
Wow.
She did a fantastic job or whatever. You can't see the difference. It's great.
You look like one of those...
now that you've told everybody, they will see the difference.
You look like one of those Babylonian gods. The statues. Lion statues with the beard.
It's like one of the old... Gerard Butler. Gerard Butler. 300. Man, funny. But it's on. It's been on overseas for over a year already in India and Afghanistan, Nigeria. Of all places. It's quite crazy when you get a message on.
You guys could be the next
on social media. From a South African NATO officer stationed in Kabul going, yes, as fuck, man, you Oaks are making me homesick. Literally, true story. It's great.
Who's the Rodriguez? You guys could be the Rodriguez of Afghanistan. Because he was,
in like 20 years' time, someone's going to come find us. You were the guy.
You were the guy.
Just for people who are not sure or haven't seen Rodriguez, he was virtually unknown in America. But when he landed in South Africa, everyone went nuts for him.
He was a god.
Like if we go over there, it is basically a beer and bacon show.
You guys,
I'm not too sure about
beer and so scandal. But
not that we drink beer here, but you guys are legends. I don't know if we should come there or not.
Yeah, listen, it's
that's
a
good.
blast. It's been really good. It's been on SAA on all the international flights on the in-flight entertainment
lekker.
system for also about a year now. So we've had quite a bit of traction with that. You know, you pretty much got a captive audience, which is good. But yeah, this weekend is it, and for the next 6 weeks.
That's lekker. Well
you know,
done.
the
Well
episode,
done.
and we go everywhere. You know, we try to showcase as much of the Western Cape as we could. So every episode's kind of got a different look and feel to it. You know, the first one's Cape Town based. Second one, we went up towards Knysna and the Garden Route. We went up to Weskus, past Darling on the third episode. Chatted with Kevin and Philippa. The fourth one was Into the Winelands with Wild Clover and CBC. Episode 5, which is where we started collecting ingredients, we hit Birkenhead and down to the Overberg, down to Stray Spy, and chatted with Fraser.
And you all went in your landy, huh?
Well, listen, myself
Yeah.
and Carl went in the landy.
We had to leave like 4
scary.
hours ahead, and then the crew would leave 4 hours later. Like, okay, we'll see you guys, and they'll still get there before us.
Yeah, right. And then the last episode is out into the Karoo. So yeah, with Adrian and Jackie at Saggy Stone, and then the finale is at Ronnie's Sex Shop in the parking
Sure.
lot in a dust storm, brewing beer.
I've never actually been to Ronnie's Sex Shop.
It's
It's not as sexy as it sounds, but it is fun.
Yeah, it is fun. It's highly recommended.
You've got to tick it
It's
off.
highly recommended to take a tent.
Yeah.
Take a tent, sleep in the parking lot. Don't plan on leaving.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, one of those you drink and then
And
get double brandy and coke.
It's
And
a,
then
no, it's a dangerous place.
It's pretty far away
great.
as well.
It's far away from everything.
dangerous in that they're going to buy you another drink.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Also, some
Lord.
of our favorite people.
Gents,
Yes.
what's the time for?
Another beer.
let's-
It's your turn.
Is it my turn?
Whoa.
Your turn.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
No,
Wasn't it?
Wasn't it?
Wasn't it?
Wasn't it?
Before the Moor coffee, you wanted to.
No, you
But
said
no, we got-
after the Moor coffee.
No. We'll have the Moor coffee last.
Oh, okay.
But wasn't there
Oh, okay. So,
What is that?
if you may or may not know this, but Troy, myself, and Greg, we are. I don't even know. Would you
joined forces with another?
joined forces with Ross, a very talented guy who folds paper for a living, which is crazy. But we have a homebrew
That's
club,
2017.
a homebrew club called Cart Horse, and it is probably the coolest homebrew club in Cape Town. And no, you can't join. And Troy is spearheading some amazing beers here, and we're just there to drink them. And I think we're going to taste one of them now.
Yeah.
This is cool.
I don't know what it is.
It's kind of weird because it's kind of twisted in a way because we're drinking. No one else can drink it, but we're going to drink
But
it.
that's
and
why
people
it's so
can listen.
special.
Oh, it's because we can.
Maybe we'll auction some off one day.
Okay, so what beer is this?
Okay, so we've brewed a couple.
We've got a lot of stories to tell.
At the Carter too. I'm going to run through it really
Can Greg
quickly.
remember any of them?
No, not the first one. The first one was a Clydesdale Amber Ale.
Yes.
Clydesdale because it is a long way down off of Clydesdale. It was big and it was amber and it was hairy and all the rest of it. This is the second one we brewed, which was for the home brewers
Champs.
which
National.
it was a final. It was a finalist.
We made it to the final, which
We
is
did.
pretty cool.
It is the official name is the Royal Canadian Mounted Stout. It is an oatmeal stout with oak and maple, as you do in Canada.
Smells like
So, yeah.
smells like a black lager.
Yeah, we've got a
Smells lovely.
Very dark.
yeah. We do have a vit in the fermenter at the moment, which
So this had a white cap on. So just remind me that had a teaspoon of maple syrup.
yeah. This was not the double teaspoon. This was the single teaspoon.
Okay, so just for people listening, when you bottle condition, that means you are letting the gases naturally ferment within the bottle. You're not force carboned with CO2. You put your uncarbonated beer into the bottle and you add a sugar sauce, whether it's table sugar.
It's a good name for a band, Sugar Sauce. We're Sugar Sauce.
Thank you. Good night. Sugar sauce. My word. Oh, you.
Carry on, you were saying?
What
Yeah,
about
you were on such a roll. Come
what
on.
are the other sugars?
There's only one sugar.
Fermentables.
Yeah, so I really had another. What is that? That sticky sugar. Anyway. So we decided instead of using normal sugar, let's use maple syrup because that's
Pretty sugary,
concentrated into sugary liquid, and that's as we have discovered has added the fizz and the pop and the little extra bit of alcohol that goes into this beer. And yeah,
It's
Cheers,
pretty
guys.
it's pretty delicious.
cheers,
though.
ching ching.
Yeah.
So this is an oatmeal stout, meaning it's got a little bit of creaminess.
It is load shed black.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it smells
It's really good, eh? It's
dark
really
and
good.
roasted, coffee, chocolate. Mm-hmm. A little bit of sweetness. Let me try it.
Get in there, man. The maple flavors actually come out a little bit more. It's developed in the bottle a bit.
Oh, we added the wood chips
Yeah.
Yes,
in the secondary fermentation.
No, primary.
Okay, sorry. Yes,
Come on, man. Who's the brewmaster here?
that's why I have you guys. I
It
have
was,
you guys to
it's
watch
just
me.
checking, Greg. It's part
Yeah.
of the...
It was a test. You passed. Okay.
So we got the oat chips and we added them, and this is, I would say this has come out very
It's
delicious.
bloody delicious, man. I can highly recommend it. You know, it's a bit of effort to start a homebrew club, but it's really well worth it. Like, it gives you something to do. It takes a whole day, which is fantastic. So you kind of have to go and you have to have a brine, you have to lie on the grass, and
Absolutely.
you have to brew. It's hard work, but you know, it's
Babysit
really,
the kids,
it's
babysit the dog.
Really rewarding at the end of the day.
Speaking of which,
100%.
we need to bottle our third beer.
Well, yeah,
We're talking business now.
Yeah,
Sorry, back to
that's
back
tomorrow.
to-
Can I still do that tomorrow?
100%. We're gonna do. It's what do we do? A vit. We did a Belgian wheat beer.
So
a Belgian
I
wheat
came
beer.
up with a very basic Wits entry level base beer, and then we've added some little silly secret ingredients we can talk about.
No, we can talk about it. You know, we went on visited a friend of ours with the Southeasters the other day. One Mr.
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago. One Mr. Chris Erasmus, who's the guy behind Foliage Restaurant
In Franschhoek.
In Franschhoek, yeah, and does a lot of foraging, runs
Yeah.
around. You know, his in between the vines in the vineyards and everything like that. That's pretty much that guy's pantry.
Yes.
And we went foraging with him, and the challenge was to brew a forage-inspired beer. So we actually went and didn't get something at the vineyards, but did forage in the waterfront, funnily enough, and got something called num-nums.
Num-nums.
Num-nums. I mean, it sounds delicious. It sounds like something
actually might have
you want to eat.
Driven past
They
something.
they're in the hedges. They pretty much everywhere. It's the not the technical name or whatever. The common name is a Natal plum.
Yeah.
And yeah, you go and you pick them, little red things. They're on a thorny bush. They often get used for hedges and everything like that. Do not eat the bush because the bush is fatally toxic.
Yeah, let's put in a beer.
Yeah, let's put it in a beer. But the fruit isn't. Crazy story.
I'm pretty nervous about this.
Yeah, listen, don't worry. I did a test run. It's okay. And yeah, we went and got a whole bunch of them and cooked them down and added some sugar and basically reduced them to a syrup. So we've got a concentrate to throw into the Vit beer tomorrow. So we're going to end up with a num-num Vit.
A num-num Vit.
A num-num Vit. I think the Vit by itself should, we had Clydesdale first. We had the Royal Canadian Mounted Stout.
Yeah.
I think the Vit is probably Pegasus because, Pegasus.
Okay.
And then the pink version, which is the num-num version,
Yeah.
it's got to be My Little Pony.
My Little Pony.
My Little Pony Num-Num Vit.
So
I think all
lady-
the Little Pony's name is Num-Num.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here on Two Oceans Vibe Radio. Greg's beer is the My Little Pony.
And Greg's beer, me.
No.
It's Greg's beer.
Well, Carl and I are not taking
It's not as friendly and it might kill you.
So we're trying a new thing here where we've got a live Facebook video cam.
Are we on?
So we are live, and it's not that professional because I'm holding it. But we'll see how.
Keep it steady, man.
We'll see how.
Troy's a bit shaky.
We'll see how well we go.
Can I tune in here while I'm sitting?
Yeah, I'm sure you could.
It's like...
So we're bottling that beer tomorrow,
Yes.
and
True story.
we're gonna try it with a whole bunch of different routines in terms of where we're gonna add the sugar, what we're gonna add to secondary. But I'm excited for that, and I'm excited to see what it creates. Like in other breweries, like I'm excited for other brewers to see what they have lying around their brewery in terms of natural foliage. I've actually been driving around. I've actually been driving around, and whenever I see that certain weed, the yellow one with the roots, I just spot it now everywhere. You know when you buy a car, and then you just see that car everywhere on the road. So, yeah, I've been.
I think it is an untapped resource that we have, and
as long as it makes the beer taste better.
Yes.
I'm all for putting things in beer. I mean, we've done it with a few beers that we've done, but not for the sake of and this is just a personal gripe, like things like buchu. I don't think it tastes that good. So for me, it's like, are you putting it in there because you really like buchu, or are you putting it in there because it's trendy?
Yeah.
Because buchu tastes like ass. Like, it's really not that good.
You must be thirsty
Like,
to drink that.
Yeah, like, how thirsty are you? Have one of these. It's really not that good.
Yeah.
But then again, rooibos is delicious. So, that makes sense to me. But I don't know. As long as it makes things better.
Yeah.
Like, the Num-Nums make sense with the beer that we're doing, because the Wit beer it's quite fragrant. There's a lot going on. Whether it works and we don't all die, that's another point. It remains to be seen.
watch the space.
If we're not here next week.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should. I think that is a good rule, and we don't follow it most times. So,
Okay, so we're finishing this beer.
This was delicious, I must say. Like, probably the best beer we've had all day. It's not just because it's a car tour that we're part of the home.
Reverse.
Like, it's so good.
We've got to say in that all the beers in the world are good. But
If it's not a car tour.
it's not a car tour.
Shout out to Ross.
Yes, shout out to Ross. Hope you're listening. Okay, cool. We're gonna say goodbye to you.
Next.
But before we go to that one, we've got. I'll show you guys.
Yo, we've got lots going on.
We've got two more. And we've got this very special one, which I think.
Where did you get that from?
Make a few people jealous.
Yo, it's a.
There you go.
There we go.
I think we should live stream from now on all the time.
We're just going to live stream the whole
time. Like, I feel like we're tapping into another market share. There's probably like one person watching, like Rolly, but Rolly's there.
Thanks, Rolly.
Thanks, Rolly.
Cool. We'll see you guys later. Check you later. Ciao, ciao. Okay, back to the radio part. Sorry about that. Let's open this. Oh, let's keep that.
We need to rinse out for this one.
Yeah, we need to rinse out for this one. So this is
here you go.
a very special.
And I'm not just saying it, Troy. This is really good, man. Like, I'd buy that.
Thank you.
Yeah, really.
Well, onwards and upwards. Let's keep pushing the boundary. I think we need to.
Not enough dark beers. I'm with you. There are not enough dark beers in this country. There's this perception that dark beers are heavy, fish-based. It's not true.
Fish-based?
I love fish-based.
Cartels fish-based?
Hey, there's an idea.
Yeah.
An amber ale fish-based beer. No.
Anchovy beer.
Hey.
Anchovies make everything better.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure about the salty beer. Do you want something to throw that in? Are you fine?
No, dude, I'll make a play. We carry our own weight here in beer country. It's good.
Guys, it is 13:35. It is hashtag beer time. You're listening to Two Oceans Vibe Radio. There is definitely some professionalism going around here, but we are going to move on to.
We should play a song.
I like the fact that there's no music in this at all.
It's like
welcome to Talk Radio.
It's like we work together.
These three idiots.
What?
Dude, I think going into the Murkoff here. Oh wait, we're not.
No, we're
going
doing this
into
one
that
first. Yeah.
Ah, that's sure.
We're going into the Sierra Nevada Tropical Torpedo.
Dude, I feel
IPA.
like if you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain or something.
My God.
Yeah, I don't know. You're gonna have to look for it. You're gonna have to look for it,
But the reason I bought this beer for us to share today is because the last time you guys were on the show with me, we had the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale.
Yes.
And Carl, I think you asked why Sierra Nevada? Why is it?
Why is it so good?
So why is it what it is? Let's just finish chewing my bottle. Let's open this.
Yeah, let me do that for you, Mr. May.
Thank
you for bringing.
Yeah, where did you get this, by the way?
Spire?
This was one of the few beers that I smuggled back from my American trip.
Nice.
I've got a few Australian beers coming. Shout out to my beer mule, Christine, who's arriving in December. So hopefully we can. I'll keep a few for the next time we're on. I'm not saying you have to have us on again, but I mean, if you want to try them.
Gee, let me think. What's actually quite nice is that there's a bit of interest now and people want to be on the show.
Yes, for sure.
And the certain slots are getting booked up, which is great.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
So that's what I want. That's what I'm looking for. Which is also a problem because they bring their beers to talk about, and then I just have all these American beers that I've kept. They just keep sitting in my fridge. I need to.
Dude, we'll drink them with you, Troy.
Okay.
Dude, we'll take the knock, bro. No problem.
Cool.
Happy to do it.
So this is the Sierra Nevada Tropical Torpedo, a tropical IPA. I'm gonna.
Oh, dude, I would read what's on the back of the glass, but I don't have my glasses yet. So, Carl, it's all you, man.
Never read. Inspired by the island life, we created an IPA completely disconnected from the mainland. We use our one-of-a-kind hop torpedo, maybe once upon a time it was one-of-a-kind, to deliver an intense rush of hop flavor and lush aromas of mango, papaya, passion fruit with every sip. Enjoy our tropical twist on an American IPA. It does smell very tropical.
Bam!
I'll tell you what.
All over the show.
Bam!
This is delicious. I'm getting a very melony, slightly citrus grapefruit note.
Dude, that pawpaw for me.
It's more soft fruit, yeah, like the pawpaw.
Sure, and not
aroma's
not even like unripe green pawpaw. Like that is like tasty, sweet pawpaw.
And then when you
Proper.
drink it, it's just like
That is ridiculously tasty.
Now, I don't know if you guys can pick up. There's a bitterness in that IPA, but it's a special bitterness.
It's not.
It's
out of
not.
balance.
Yes, it's.
That's what I find.
There's no like harsh, lingering notes.
Yeah.
There's no like offsides with the malts. It just works.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's balanced. I don't know. I think we're
still struggling
We're
with
so
that.
close.
Yeah.
South Africa's so close. We're like just around the corner. And as you said, they're not the first with the hop torpedo. You know, the other breweries who are starting to get it in South Africa now. We're starting to get there, but we're on the cusp.
6.7%. That's pretty hefty.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste like 6.7%.
You know, I think there is a thing where a lot of local IPAs think the solution is just to throw more hops at the problem. But without a malt backbone to back it up, it gets a bit cloying and everything like that. And that's what a lot of the American IPAs do so well. And you end up with this kind of nectar quality to the beer, where you've got the bitterness, you've got the fruit, you've got the aroma. It's, to your point, balance.
Absolutely. I mean, the funny thing with IPAs for me is that, and I've always been an IPA guy from the beginning. And this year, it's like probably the second half of this year, I kind of find myself drinking less and less of them. And I don't know, I mean, it's just maybe it's because we've been making a lot of dark beers and drinking a lot of dark beers, but like they started to all taste very, like you said, aggressively bitter.
Yeah.
And I think this is probably I know it's a Sierra Nevada, but this is the nicest IPA I've had in ages.
But you know what it is? Just to give people listening an idea of the bitterness. It comes and goes so quickly, that bitterness in your mouth. When you sip and you swallow, it reaches a certain pleasurable bitterness level. And
Pleasurable plateau.
plateau. There we go. Pleasurable plateau. We should copyright all these words. Sugar sauce, pleasurable.
Sugar sauce and pleasurable plateau.
And then it dips down immediately, and I'm now find myself wanting another sip.
Absolutely.
And that bitterness is gone. And unfortunately, I think with the South African hoppy beers, is that it lingers a little bit more, and it slowly fades away, whereas the American one it shoots down quickly.
But then you have another sip and it compounds it, so it's like, I don't think it dissipates quick enough.
Yes.
Yeah. But this is, thank you, man. This
Dude,
is
phenomenal
really good.
beer.
Yeah.
Well, I know that you guys
super tasty.
You guys introduced me to a few beers. You guys brought some beers back from the States.
Dude, it's going to happen again. I'm not going to lie. We got some very good friends heading out for...
you guys brought a Pliny the Elder, and that was my first.
Yeah.
Dude,
and we actually went so drunk that we couldn't remember it that time.
No, I
So we had to remember it the second time.
Because the first time we had one, and it's a horrible story, we were so smashed. We were like, let's drink it.
Yeah.
And then the second time was with you. So I remember the second time like my first time.
And then we shouted, let's drink it again.
No, but we do have some mates heading out at the end of April. again, heading out for Africa Burn with us. So, yeah, and all the guys know you don't pitch up at the house or at the camp unless you've bought beer. So, beer and sriracha sauce. So, yeah.
We must talk off air because I think we need to. The missus and I need to put plans ahead.
A couple of orders in.
Yes.
Well, no, I'm saying for the Africa Burn.
Oh, hey, that's in a big conversation.
Yeah, there could be a cart horse beer. You know, who knows? Who knows?
Or it would go against the ethos of Africa Burn and giving it out because I wouldn't give it. I'll just drink it all to myself.
I can give it to you. You can give it to me.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, come on.
Hey, Cole, you look like you need a beer.
Loopholes, man.
Cool, guys.
Alrighty.
Delicious beer. I think we've got a good time. We've got about 17 minutes left of the show where we can talk about the highlight, the prince of the show, the prince of the League of Beers.
Thank you.
Can we
Talk about Rob or Wood Coffee?
No, we're talking about, I would say, top 5 most talked about beers in South Africa at the moment.
Yeah.
Is that,
Yay.
that's, right?
I'm going to go with yes.
Let's go with that.
I was on hashtag beer time. It must be true.
You heard it here. It must be true.
It is always true. And I know that you guys have worked hard at all of your beers, but I think
It was the firstborn.
This is
yeah.
your first child.
Yeah.
And it's been on the show.
3 times now? This is the third
This
time?
might be the third time.
I know you and Murray had it once. And then
Maybe it might only be the second time. But either way,
No, then we had one. And then, so this would be 3.
okay.
Yeah.
So this would be 3. And we the reason I allow that is just because you're changing the recipe the whole time. And you come into
Little tweaks, man.
little tweaks here and there. So I'm excited to crack this up. And may I have the honor?
Yeah,
Of course you may.
I feel like
Of course you missed
Of course you missed them. I was like, was someone going to notice that? If anyone, it's Pun Gun and Greg.
You know what it, you know what it,
jokes from Haynes.
Dude, you know what it is with this beer, and it's one of probably the biggest blessings of this beer has been working with Fraser, because he loves this beer as much as we do, and he's as committed to this beer, and despite having problems and everything like that, as you do when you're brewing a new beer, and he was moving over to a new brewery and everything like that, and we've been through this journey with this guy, and it's ended up in this beer. It's again, worth every step. It's been super, super cool.
That's lekker when you.
It's lekker when it's lekker.
It's lekker, as Roscoe would say. It's lekker it's lekker to be lekker. But when you brew a beer, or when you're working with someone and they just get you, and they understand you, that just makes everything worthwhile.
And we've got a pairing for this one.
Oh, we do.
Okay, let's do this.
Hey.
Okay,
I like that little sticker on the front there. What is that?
What is that little sticker? What is that little sticker?
What is the sticker? Oh, it says here 2017 National Beer Trophy.
Ah.
Award
What
winner.
color is it? What color?
Is it gold or silver?
That's gold, my friend.
Gold. That's
gold. That makes
24 karat gold.
That makes it top 20 in SA.
I'm just gonna say I didn't judge this.
No.
Right. And the little crinkle you're hearing there is the
Just
pairing.
do that crinkle again. Hold on.
Oh, look at this.
There we go.
So much sexual action going on here between pouring of beers and chocolate.
So what have you
Well,
bought?
it is heaven. It says heavenly creme brulee, Lindt creation creme brulee, full milk chocolate.
Oh my word!
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
Oh my word! That's.
Dude, it is the thing. We've tried to pair a lot of things with this beer. One of the pairings that I'm still looking forward to doing with this beer is actually black pudding, which is going to be crazy. That's going to be the savory side of things.
Talking a low voice.
Yeah.
Black pudding.
It's one of Fraser's favorites as well.
Yeah, right. But for now, it's Lindt
Sure.
chocolate.
Thanks.
Okay, so I'm gonna have a sip of the beer first because I want to appreciate the beer.
Get in there.
Do the beer first. Get the beer first.
Thank you.
Ooh, it's like you woke up at a campsite and there's just coffee on the fire. That's what I'm getting.
As you should.
had a few drinks from the night before.
Shake those cobwebs.
Oh, yes, and now I get the sweetness and the smoke. I'm going to have a sip. Oh, yeah. Guys, that's the perfect amount of sweetness that's hitting the front of the tongue. It's not. Unfortunately, with a lot of beers, you get that artificial plastic sweetness, which I've tried it. I've seen it in a few beers. It's all.
But it finishes.
It's
It finishes quite bitter,
It's like natural.
and that's from the coffee as well as from the hops and the roasted malt.
Like a good espresso should always finish sort of bittersweet.
It does have that coffee note. I wouldn't say it's too bitter.
No, for me it's bittersweet. Like it's like an espresso. Like
I think because you've got such a high amount of sugars in here, that bitterness is kind of like hidden. But what I'm going to do now, thank you very much for that solo guitar. I'm going to have a piece of chocolate. I'm expecting the sugar levels of the chocolate to take that sugar level up, and to, when I drink the beer, to bring out the bitterness more.
Let's do it.
Word.
I haven't had this.
Pretty good chocolate.
Pretty tasty.
My wife always says, "What are you going to have for lunch on Tuesday?"
Chocolate.
Biltong and chocolate. Yeah. Dude, we were at a bra this past weekend, and there was a condensed milk cheesecake. Oh no, yeah, condensed milk cheesecake. That's right, at the end, and had a more coffee or two there, and it was phenomenal. You know, it's super tempting, or not to pair this beer with desserts. But sometimes, if it ain't broke,
It's
don't fix it.
It's such an easy option, and it's always good.
No. It's
I'm going to have a sip of the beer now.
rich, creamy, creme brulee, custard, smoked coffee, you know.
Okay, so now it's done exactly that. The sweetness of the chocolates has taken all the concentration of my taste buds and focused on the chocolates. When I drink this beer now, I'm getting like a very heavy, bitter stout.
It like rounds out the sweetness in the beer and makes you taste everything else.
No, here's a story about this beer for you. We were lucky enough to have an interview with the guys from Fierce at Fierce
I
Brewing.
saw when we arrived on Friday. You were
at Devil's Peak on Friday, and have a chat to them. And we
Can
did say,
I just push pause there again?
push pause quickly.
Hopefully on next week's guest.
Do it. They are fantastic. Great people, super fun. The beers were great, the easy shift and the day shift. But then they did have a surprise for us. I mean, we took them a Moor coffee. We also took them a bottle of Karudas. They do know what Braai is. They have lived here before, so they'll know exactly what to do with that. But then they brought out something that's a collab, 12% collab that they did with Brewdog, called a Very Big Moose, which has got... Yeah, it is a ridiculous beer. A little bit of cinnamon. There was cacao. There was vanilla. Yeah, I think it's a cacao, vanilla, cinnamon imperial stout.
It's
at 12%.
It's so big and so much flavor.
And velvety and smooth, and it pours like engine oil. Like you get the kind of vibe.
Speaking of big,
yes,
Carl, let's make a big beer.
Yes, I'm with you, man. Anything imperial.
We've got a barrel.
We've got a barrel.
We need to.
If we could try and wangle, I mean, he's coming next week, hopefully. If you could wangle some sort of recipe out of him, you haven't had that beer, and we thought about bringing it here today, and then we thought, nah, let's not share it with Troy. But
Didn't happen like a...
if we can, no, I'm joking. But if we can, like, get half of that recipe, Brewdog are quite liberal with their recipes, so I'm hoping maybe we can get that. It is unbelievable. Chocolate cinnamon stout. We need to make something hefty. I think we've earned it.
I've already got an idea.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be sexy.
Yeah,
So-
all good. So that was a And wait, there's actually a point to the story.
Can I have some more?
Yeah, before you pressed pause. No, wait, there's nothing but yeast in there. Wait.
There's no yeast in there, man. Oh, you just want to give him another one. That's all that matters.
Crack that one. We've got nothing else to do for the afternoon. What I was going to say is that after having that very big moose, we had the Moor coffee, and it was quite spicy.
It was completely different,
peppery, and very different. After the second sip, it went back to the Moor coffee that we know. But it is something to say for how you drink beers, the order you drink beers, and how it affects the following beers. That's why we taste in order and everything like that. It was very apparent, especially after such a massive beer.
Yeah, it was a complete wrong order, and it was interesting for me because it's like,
we went backwards.
Yeah, we went completely backwards, and I was almost like, shit, we've given our beer a bad representation because his beer was just so big that it's like eating a habanero and then trying to eat like a cream cake. It's going to taste like a habanero. Like it didn't work.
Yeah.
That one.
The other one. The one comment that did come out, which is great, which is a feather in our cap, a feather in Fraser's cap, and it's more a bigger feather in Fraser's cap is they were surprised at how much flavor you can cram into a 5% beer. So I think that is a thing. It was really good. Like, you don't need massive alcohol.
No.
8 to 10% and everything like that to get, the kind of flavor profile you want. I guess. Well, I suppose there's two levels to that thing. Obviously, if you want that, you want to put it in a barrel, you want to do the thing. Happy days. One of my favorite beers is from the Great Divide Brewing Company over in Colorado, the Yeti.
The old Yeti.
And there you're sitting also at about 9.5% on a 750ml bottle, sharing between 8 people. And again, it's engine oil. It's black as night. It's amazing. But they also have, it's not the very big moose is the 12%. Then they've got like the very small moose. Or what's it? What was the other one?
No, I don't know.
The white Yeti or something?
No, they're like slightly not so big moose or something like that. I forget I forget the name. But they have a session version of that beer, which I can't wait to try, because I think that's kind of boxing.
That's clever.
In this thing.
Yeah,
Great.
That was a great idea. Like make
It's
a
like
big
Pliny,
one.
Pliny the Elder has got Pliny the Younger.
No, well, Pliny the Younger is not the baby version.
No, it's
Pliny the Younger is the triple IPA.
Yeah, it's a different version.
No, it's one up from Pliny the Elder. Pliny the Younger is a bigger beer than Pliny the Elder.
It's the newer version. It's the
Isn't it?
I think it's Pliny the Younger because it was released after Pliny the Elder. If you not have any idea what we're talking about,
Everyone's like, what the hell is going on?
We're talking about Pliny.
I'm gonna have some more chocolate.
Pliny the Elder is in most circles considered
Like the Rolls Royce of. Take it all, Troy.
Yeah.
Take it all, Troy.
It's considered the flagship of IPAs. I think just because it was the first.
It was the one that really got it right.
Russian River.
Yeah.
And you know what it is for me with that beer. We're talking globally and taking it back locally. It is not the most surprising beer you're going to have. Mm-hmm. It is not the most off the charts beer you're going to have, but it is a perfect beer. So you can't fault it. And when it came out originally, it was, I think, when IPAs were starting and everything like that. So it was really big, got a lot of hype around it, but it's been solid. It's been consistent. It's no longer the biggest, hoppiest, this, that, whatever it is, but it is a perfect example. And I think it actually speaks to Devil's Peak, to King's Blockhouse. Because that came out also. It's a little bit toned back, I think, from what it was when it came out, because they've been tweaking the recipe to their credit. Same as we have with Moor Coffee. If you're not constantly trying to improve, what are we all doing here? And there's a reason why Blockhouse is the benchmark of South African IPAs. It's a delicious beer.
I've got a new thing that I want to ask you, and I'll ask you on the last show, and we do need to wrap up very quickly.
What's the wrap-up song?
Three beers.
No music, yeah.
Your top 3 SA beers at the moment.
Oh.
Imagine you're going overseas and you need to take 3 beers. Carl, you can go first.
This is a tough one because I've asked this question before.
Let's start wrapping up as well.
Oh man, I don't even know what to start. I'm going to take a Moer Koffie because I believe in it, and I'm not just saying that because we're part of it. I really think that it is a delicious beer. I'm going to go with a Cape of Good Hops from CBC because it's just such a great beer. And then if I could get a bottle out of Rory, it's probably going to be like his New England IPA, the one that he just did. It is so good, so good. He bottled a little bit of it. We had some the other day, actually at the Saggystone office. Like it's like it floors people. It's big and hoppy and 8%, but
Yeah, it's phenomenal. And that would be my
no, that's like your list.
No, that would it's super.
You
close.
can overlap, but very quickly.
That would be my number 4. I said it earlier in the show. I would take a Mandarina IPA because I think it is amazing. I think it's a testament to what you can do with hops and good brewing.
Yep.
Moer Koffie is definitely on there because there is a story behind it, and I think it showcases South Africa. And although Rory might be number 4, coming in at number 3 is Letu with Ukamba with a sorghum saison. I think it's, again, as far as concept goes and showing what you can do with a good story and great brewing.
And delivery,
Yeah. It is, all day long, 100%.
Boom.
Gentlemen, it's 2 o'clock on my watch. We've really got the next show coming in. It just goes so quickly.
That was
Goes so
awesome.
quickly.
I was going to say fucking awesome, but I can't swear.
No,
on that.
you can say whatever.
It was fucking awesome.
Fuck.
Beep.
Fuckity fuck. Awesome.
Sorry to the parents listening. Gents, thank you for joining us on the show today. I'm going to see you later today. I'm going to see you tomorrow. I'm going to see you Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's going to be a great week.
It's a record show. I think there's 9 beers.
No, we had about 1, 2.
Right.
We had a good number of beers. So thank you very much. I look forward to the festival beer. I look forward to this League of Beers mixed case come out in December. Everyone who's listening can go to the League of Beers and start ordering. And I would say that this is a fantastic Christmas gift. I am not going to announce. I'm not going to announce the winner. I'll announce the winner on social media. But whoever it is, congratulations. I'm talking about the free tickets to the Cape Town Festival Beer. And Greg Cole, thank you, as always.
What a pleasure, bro.
What a pleasure.
What a pleasure.
Are we going to try and do some work now?
Yes, I got so much to do.
Cool, gents. Let's play out with what songs you want.
Sublime, what I got. Come on, it's always been on.
Which one?
Sublime.
Is it called Sublime?
No, it's called What I Got.
If we don't play Sublime, Greg's not going to feel right.
It's just not beer time without Sublime.
Okay, so to everyone listening, thank you very much. We will see you at the Cape Town Festival Beer. If you see us at the Cape Town Festival Beer, come say hi. Just come say hi. That's all. We'll be chuffed. And don't forget about the chili challenge. Cool, guys. Check you soon. Ciao, ciao.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Hope you enjoyed the show, folks. Like I said at the beginning, hope you have a great festive season. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the new year. Cheers.